People do abuse drugs, so what do we do about it? Government talks about treatment, but for the most part our policy has been lock them up. And we do arrest 4,000 people a day for selling or using drugs.
I was just sitting there and I didn't even touch anything.
Most of these people will be booked and released, but every year thousands of Americans are jailed just for using drugs. And jails are filled with people who sold drugs, like these girls' mom.
I want to be able to say, Mom, I need help with this problem in my homework. Mom, can you help me get my bath started? I just want to have my mom there.
What did your mom do?
She sells drugs.
She's serving 8 years to life.
On my graduation, everybody was asking, like, where's your mom?
What do you tell them?
I just say, my mom's living in New York. I don't like to tell them where she is.
Compared to other countries, America does lock lots of people up. More than 1 million are arrested on drug charges every year, and now about 500,000 are behind bars. Just for drugs, not for doing anything violent.
What I did was, harm to myself. I've never done harm to anybody in my life.
Manuel's in jail for using drugs. Well, at least this will protect you from hurting yourself more and teach you a lesson.
Jails are crowded with drugs. I mean, you get them just as easy as you do here, as you do on the outside.
These others are in for dealing.
I'm just doing it to support my habit.
By locking you up, at least we got rid of a dealer in your neighborhood.
I'm just one person. There's 1,000 more who are going to follow in my footsteps to take my place.
In many neighborhoods, when a dealer's locked up, it's not a deterrent, it's a job opening.
These drugs are so profitable that you take Tony off the street and Tony's kid brother is selling drugs the next day. Now you put Tony away, then you get the kid brother, and then you get the cousin, and then you get... Why would they stop doing that?
They don't stop doing it. So some people say, why have this war?
Stop the drug war! 60 years and we haven't won! It's time to quit!
They say they should be able to do what they want with their own bodies.
It's my body, it's my choice.
They say they ought to have the right to choose their intoxicants.
Do you know, nobody has ever died from smoking a joint anywhere in history.
This man lit up right in front of the cops.
You're willing to go to jail? It's not about the marijuana. It's about the freedom. I have the right to make up my mind without interference from the government.
There is no risk to the population when a person sits in their living room at the end of a long day's work and lights up a joint.
But it makes you stupid. It makes you lazy.
I don't think I'm stupid, and I don't think I'm lazy, and I'm a responsible adult. I'm an attorney. I pay my taxes. I live a good, clean life, and if I feel like smoking a joint when I feel like it, that's my business.
We're making people criminals just by calling it an illegal substance. You can have a narcotic agent, literally, with a very dangerous substance in his hand called alcohol, and another dangerous substance, and tell you, say no to drugs. And we don't even see the hypocrisy of that.
At this rally, there were lots of police. They arrested anyone they saw with marijuana. In this age of terrorism, I have to wonder, why were they here? So many of them. Do you ever wish you were out chasing terrorists?
I'd rather be here than chasing terrorists, definitely.
Is it sort of a waste of your valuable time? I mean, are these people a threat?
No, not at all. I mean, they're just something they want to do. I mean, they're not really a threat to us. They're not a threat to each other.
Well, why is it illegal then?
I'm not the one who makes the laws. I just enforce them. Why is it illegal? I don't know. I have no idea.
Because it gets you high.
Is the drug war a war we should be fighting? Is there a better idea? There's no question that drugs often do terrible things to people. Lives have been wrecked. But the drug war wrecks lives too. Costs billions, creates crime. Is there another way? Much of Europe now says yes. What would happen if we legalized drugs? Well, here in Holland, in Amsterdam, it's already happened. Using marijuana is legal here. What's that done? Holland now has hundreds of coffee shops, they call them, where marijuana is officially tolerated.
Did you try that grass yesterday?
Yes, I did, as a matter of fact.
Red's a regular user. She smokes several joints a day. Every day?
Every day.
Red's now a manager at this coffee shop, which offers a menu of marijuana choices, from joints to chocolates.
Chocolate bonbons, we have them in all 3 kinds of chocolate and made with weed butter added to it.
How much would you like?
Just a gram. The police do regulate the marijuana sales. Shops may sell no more than about 5 joints worth per person, and they're not allowed to sell to minors. And no hard drugs are allowed, just hash and marijuana.
That's good weed.
So what's the result? Is everyone getting stoned? No. In America today, 38% of adolescents have smoked pot. But here in Holland, it's only 20%.
They've taken the glamour out of it. In fact, the Minister of Health of Holland has said, we've succeeded in making pot boring.
Maybe that's why half the people we talk to in these coffee shops turned out to be American. You don't feel bad breaking your country's laws?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Because I don't see anything wrong with it.
The whole point about it is that it's a fun drug. It makes you feel really nice. It doesn't make you violent. It makes you relaxed. It makes you giggly.
So if it's such a good thing, why is it illegal in most of the world?
You tell me.
Drug use threatens everything. Everything.
In America, there's little interest in legalizing any drug.
I am adamantly opposed.
Officials talk about fighting a stronger war.
We call it a drug war, and yet it was not war.
Once, President Clinton's Surgeon General dared suggest legalization might reduce crime.
I don't know all of the ramifications of this, and I do feel that we need to do some studies.
Heaven knows, I never had so much rain fall on me about what I considered a fairly simple, innocuous statement.
The best way for Dr. Elders to promote the public health needs of this country is to resign.
Not even discussing legalization has roughly been U.S. policy for 30 years. As Los Angeles' former police chief put it,
it's simply wrong and it should not be even discussed here in America.
You're not even supposed to talk about it?
Well, I guess you aren't. Nobody talks about it. And of course, how can you ever fix anything if you can't even talk about it?
And most official talk about Holland's law condemns it. It's a failure, said the last drug czar, an unmitigated disaster. Is it really? It's not what we heard here in Amsterdam. This isn't even controversial anymore?
It's normal.
Dutch clients will pick up a small amount of cannabis the same way they would pick up a bottle of wine in the store.
Rotterdam police superintendent Jur Verbeek says kids are going to try marijuana, legal or not. If you close down the coffee shops, they wouldn't be able to get it.
Where will the young people go? Tell me, please.
Maybe they'll give up marijuana.
Or they are curious. And when there are no coffee shops, they will go to the illegal houses, and then the dealer said, okay, you want to have marijuana. Good, but we have cocaine as well, and we have heroin for you.
That was a reason for the Dutch experiment with marijuana, to separate soft drugs from the more dangerous hard drugs. But in Holland, some people are experimenting with how to deal with hard drugs, too.